What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. This episode is going to be a little bit different because we found out that Samoa Joe, as of yesterday actually, has revealed that he will be out for a brief but intermediate amount of time. What do I mean by that? You're probably asking. You're probably asking, Nash, what are you talking about? What in the hell are you talking about? Well, if you guys remember, at NXT TakeOver 36, back in August of last month, you will know that Samoa Joe had defeated Karrion Kross to become the only 3-time NXT champion in history. And if you guys remember, within the last few years that he's been in WWE, he's been plagued by multiple injuries, including concussions and knee, and also back injuries as well. More so concussions, for various reasons, but not only that, but even from his days in Ring of Honor, excuse me, and his days in TNA, he's had multiple injuries, knee injuries, hence the knee braces that he wears a lot. It's crazy. It's insane that a 42-year-old man like Samoa Joe would be able to wrestle and in that state, which is incredible. And because of the injuries that he sustained at TakeOver 36, apparently, as far as we know, he had no choice but to relinquish the title. And he actually took to his social media, not just his Twitter but his Instagram as well, and there was a line of text that I had remembered him saying, and it actually caught my eye. And he said, quote, "Recently, WWE Medical has informed me that due to certain injuries, they'd like to have me step away from the ring for a brief but intermediate amount of time. I realize this week we are on the cusp of a new NXT. We are on the brink of a new era in our history, and that era deserves a fighting champion. That's why it makes a difficult decision very easy to make. Effective immediately, I relinquish the NXT Championship. Best of luck to those who will vie for it. My sincerest condolences to whoever wins, because I will be along shortly to recollect what is mine." It's interesting because this has always been Samoa Joe's MO. Joe's the type of guy in the wrestling industry to basically not give a good fuck. To not give a good fuck who the hell the champion is. If you have a title, he's coming for your ass. Literally, that's the type of guy Samoa Joe is. Now, if you guys remember last week on NXT, you will know that William Regal, the NXT GM, announced that there will be a fatal 4-way match to determine who would face Joe for the NXT title. And I'm actually gonna look it up on my Instagram because I don't remember. Exactly what hang on, who the participants were. Okay, so apparently it would be Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly, Tommaso Ciampa, and LA Knight to face each other, where the winner would get the opportunity to fight for the NXT title, and that's not happening because, well, with Joe injured, now it buys into the question: who should be the new NXT champion? It's kind of hard to say, in my opinion, as far as who would be the new NXT champion. But there are so many different candidates. But in my honest opinion, I feel like that Fatal 4-Way should be for the NXT title, because you think about a guy like Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa's the only one of all four men that has won the NXT title, and he held the title for well over 372 days, if I remember correctly. So that makes it one of the longest reigns in NXT history. Obviously, second to, I believe, third to, second to Adam Cole, who held the title for 403 days. Lost it last year at the Great American Bash against Keith Lee. But of course, Adam Cole, part of AEW, which honestly is unfortunate, but you know what? It is what it is. Not much you can do about it. But and then of course you have a guy like Kyle O'Reilly, who But of course, you have a guy like Kyle O'Reilly, who is the only 3-time tag team champion in history, and not only that, but this would be the first time in a while that he's challenged for the NXT title, because if you guys remember, what was it, TakeOver 31, if I remember right? Let me go back to my book here. Yeah, the last time he had challenged for the NXT title, it was actually back at TakeOver in Your House 2, when he passed out to Kyle O'Reilly's, when he passed out to Karrion Kross's cross jacket. And then not only that, I think it was also Vengeance Day, maybe? No, that was with Pete Dunne. I think it was TakeOver 31. TakeOver 31, and I think Halloween Havoc, if I remember correctly. I think so. I think Halloween Havoc, if my memory serves correct. Yeah, I believe so. Because I remember at Halloween Havoc they made the announcement that Finn Balor would defend the title against Kyle O'Reilly. So this would actually be Kyle's fourth opportunity at the NXT title. Then of course you have Pete Dunne, who is the second longest reigning NXT UK champion of all time. Obviously second to Walter, who held the title for 800 something days. Let me take a look. Yeah, 870 days, which is incredible. I think Pete Dunne held the title for 685 days, if I remember correctly. So, that's impressive. That is impressive. So, and then of course, LA Knight, he's a former $1 million champion. So, that might work out in his favor. I'm not so sure, but if But if William Regal does say that Fatal 4-Way will indeed be for the NXT title, this will put a lot of pressure on all four men because of the fact that Tommaso Ciampa has been an NXT champion before. Pete Dunne has only had maybe just a small handful of opportunities at the NXT title, including his last one, where he challenged Adam Cole for the title 2 years ago at Survivor Series back in 2019. And it's interesting because when you think about Adam Cole, you have to obviously you have to think about his days, in Ring of Honor, in Japan, and of course currently now, you guys know, and I talked about it over the last couple weeks that Adam Cole has now joined up with AEW, and I guess joined up with his old friends from Japan, the Elite, which, again, there's really not much a fan could do, but just hope that Adam Cole comes back to WWE. But as I said before, if Cole does come back, he'll probably just end up on potentially maybe Monday Night Raw, maybe SmackDown. It just depends on where he wants to go. But yeah, that's pretty much that, honestly. But back to the NXT title. At this point, it really doesn't matter who becomes NXT champion. Either way, Joe's coming back. Joe's coming back to get it. But not only do I feel like those four men should go after it, I also feel as if, in my opinion, and this might be crazy to say, I feel like Johnny Gargano should be in that Fatal 4-Way, and it becomes a Fatal 5-Way. Because if you guys remember, the last time he challenged for the title, Karrion Kross gave him a title shot just weeks before he defended the title against Samoa Joe at TakeOver 36. So that match was a sleeper. It was a sleeper match. We knew it was gonna end with Kross walking out with that dub. So I mean, what can you do? Not much you can say, but I will say this. If Gargano gets involved and it becomes a Fatal 5-Way, this will favor both Gargano and Ciampa because they're the only two men that have been NXT champion before. But when Gargano was NXT champion, he actually beat Adam Cole to win the title back when Tommaso Ciampa had to relinquish it due to his neck injury, and he was out for, I think he was out for, if I remember correctly, he was out for most of 2019. I think he came back, in the summer? In the summer, close to the fall of 2019, and that was when Adam Cole had just become NXT champion at TakeOver at NXT TakeOver 25, actually, which was a hell of a show, hell of a card, by the way, hell of a card. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, there are so many other superstars that could challenge that could be NXT champion, or even challenge for the title. You have Carmelo Hayes, you got Johnny Gargano, you got the four men that were supposed to be in that Fatal 4-Way. You've got guys like Cameron Grimes, Carmelo Hayes, I mentioned, Odyssey. You have Odyssey Jones, Trey Baxter. You've got, who else? Who else can I think of? You have Josh Briggs. You've got Ike Manjiro. You've got Roderick Strong, who now is being put in the Cruiserweight division. Shockingly enough, I don't know why, though. Don't know why. You've got so many others. There are so many. There's a good good amount of talent that could be NXT champion. But honestly, but in my opinion, to conclude this whole thing, I feel like Kyle O'Reilly should be NXT champion because if he were to become NXT champion, there's no telling how high the bar he would set as NXT champion. Is it possible for him to become NXT champion? Absolutely. He just needs to have that killer instinct that guys like LA Knight, guys like Pete Dunne, guys like Tommaso Ciampa have in order for Kyle to be NXT champion. But as I said before, and as Joe mentioned, he said, the last thing he said was, "Best of luck to those who will vie for it. My sincerest condolences to whoever wins, because I will be along shortly to recollect what is mine." So so he said that the last few words, he said, "I will be along shortly to recollect what is mine." Emphasis on shortly. That means, what could it mean? It could mean that he'll be out for maybe a couple months. Is it possible? Absolutely. It could mean that Joe will be out for only a few weeks, maybe even a couple months. It just depends on how severe his injuries are. That's the big question. How severe are the injuries? No one knows. No one knows. I mean, the only people that know are the WWE medical staff, and that's it. That's it. But that brings me to the question of the day. Who do you guys want to see become NXT champion? Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, which gets posted every Monday. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.